So, I want to take a minute to talk about one of the most unsung heroes in tabletop RPG history. This is a system that not enough people are playing, not enough people are talking about, and I want to help fix it. The TTRPG in question is, of course, City of Mist. I mean, you clicked on the video, you saw the title and the thumbnail, of course you knew it was City of Mist. For those uninitiated, City of Mist is a noir-style mystery tabletop RPG set in a city of mist. This city of mist is covered in a supernatural mist that turns its citizens into the embodiments of fictional characters. These people become known as riffs, and they start taking on supernatural abilities based on the character they are embodying. So if you are embodying Thor, the Norse god of lightning, you might gain lightning powers or access to the weapon Mjolnir. And it doesn't just stop at the embodiment of fictional characters. You can get creative with this. If you become the embodiment of Aristotle, you can come up with really unique powers. Maybe the ability to read minds, because Aristotle's whole thing was studying how humankind actually works. Overall, City of Mist is my favorite concept for a tabletop RPG, and probably my favorite presented RPG of all time. A mix of their artwork, book design, and the way they portray the rules for you are all top notch. And I'm proud to say that City of Mist devs Son of Oak are sponsoring this video to help you go check out their new Kickstarter for City of Mist Local Legends. This Kickstarter just launched today for the newest supplement for the City of Mist system, Local Legends. This is an amazing toolkit to help you expand the city for you and your players to explore. They're going into greater detail on 8 of the city's districts, including things like Fortune Row and the Undertrash. Most exciting for me personally is something they're doing that I've never really seen done before. They're including a ton of pre-made NPCs that live in the city for the Game Master, or MC, to use, but they're being presented as playable characters. They're using the normal character cards that player characters use, so if your player is interested in one of these NPCs that you just told them about, maybe they can play that character in another campaign, or if their character dies, they could take on that NPC as their new character. Just the ones they've shown off already include things like Poseidon and Rumpelstiltskin, and I can't wait to see what kind of powers these characters have. And by the way, if you've been interested in City of Mist at all, this is an amazing time to jump into it, because on the Kickstarter for add-ons, you can get all of the other books for City of Mist at a huge discount. So by backing the project for the newest supplement, you can get those other books you need to play the game for cheaper than they usually cost, and you know that's good money financial sense. You're losing money if you don't take it. So after this video, if the game sounds interesting to you, click my link in the description and go support Son of Oak's City of Mist Kickstarter for Local Legends. And thank you, Son of Oak, both for sponsoring this video and for giving me every single book. What the hell? This is heavy. Seriously, these look gorgeous on my bookshelf. I love them. So thanks, y'all. You are awesome, and so is your game. Speaking of, let's talk character creation. Overall, character creation in City of Mist is far simpler than other tabletop RPGs, and once you know what you're doing, you can get one down in maybe 3 or 4 minutes. This isn't a game like Dungeons & Dragons where you're going to be putting 50 numbers on a character sheet for use in different situations. Rather, City of Mist has adopted the ever-growingly popular 2d6 system. If you're unaware, the 2d6 system is really well loved because of how simple it is. If your total after rolling them is 1 through 6, you fail. If your total is 7, 8, or 9, you do okay. If you get a 10 or 11, you do good, and if you get a 12 or higher, you basically critically succeed. Now, you might be asking yourself, how do you get higher than a 12 on a 2d6? Well, I say be patient, I'm gonna get to that, okay? There's still like 10 minutes of the video left, calm down. I'm going to go through character creation by covering the character card one section at a time. And I kind of love that this game doesn't use character sheets, but rather special cards that you can kind of use a dry erase marker on to keep track of things. Right at the top, obviously, you've got your name, you've got your player character, and then right away, You've got two words that mean absolutely nothing to you: mythos and logos. These are the two halves of your player character. Your logos is your character. If you are playing a police officer named Ronaldo, your logos is Ronaldo. However, if Ronaldo is the embodiment of Samurai Jack from the Cartoon Network show, that would be their mythos. Mythos, Samurai Jack, logos, Ronaldo. These are two sides of the same coin when it comes to your character. But what's important to know is you are not playing your mythos. When you are playing Ronaldo in City of Mist, you're playing Ronaldo, who is a police officer, but they gain powers from Samurai Jack. You are not playing Samurai Jack. And as you get a little deeper into the system, this makes a lot more sense in that the mythos are actually typically using your character as a way to be reborn into the city. I'll cover that a little bit later, but basically if you give the mythos too much power, you disappear. Ronaldo ceases to exist, and there is only I'll cover the crew in more details at the end. For now, those are just your fellow player characters. You also won't start the game with any story tags. These are actually going to be changed constantly as you're playing, as they involve things like the environment around you or temporary abilities or items gained. If you're given a check for $1,000, that could be a story tag, but once you use it, it's gone. The entire next card is also ignored for now, unless your backstory comes with a nemesis. Build-up and moments of evolution are gained through gameplay, they're basically leveling up, but your nemesis, maybe Ronaldo's police chief thinks he's a loose cannon and can't be trusted and is trying to stop Ronaldo at all times. Maybe you could start the game with a police chief nemesis, but otherwise you'll leave the nemesis blank. Now we're getting to the real meat of your character, and that is their theme cards. Every character has 4 theme cards, and they will always be a mix of logos and mythos themes. The more of one type you have, obviously the less of the other, and that represents how much your character is embracing their mythos. If you've got 3 mythos themes and only 1 logos theme, you've lost a lot of Ronaldo. At this point, he is more Jack than Ronaldo. But if you have 3 logos and 1 mythos, then you're still pretty much just Ronaldo with a splash of Jack in there. That sounds like a drink, and I love it. Unlike a lot of other TTRPGs, characters don't have classes in City of Mist. They have their themes, and these themes will represent a lot of different things. But if we're talking about it purely mechanically, it's gonna come down to 3 different things: the theme type, its power tags, and the associated weakness tag. No matter what theme you pick, you are going to get 3 power tags and 1 weakness tag. These power tags can be broad or specific, however, you can only ever have at most 1 broad tag. Something like strong is considered a broad tag because it can be applied to a number of wild situations, but good at punching is a specific tag. So for each theme card, you can have either 2 specific tags and 1 broad tag, or just 3 specific tags, but never more than 1 broad. Otherwise, you could make a character who's good at everything, and that's boring. Additionally, you don't just come up with your power and weakness tags out of the blue. Rather, every theme has an associated theme book where you can answer 3 of the questions provided with whatever answer you want, and that answer is your power tag. So before we get into the mechanical aspects of it, I want to go over all of the different themes available to you for each of your different 4 cards. Basically, you're going to want 4 different themes to represent your character, and the themes differ depending on if they are mythos or logos, and I'm going to start by covering the logos themes. As I said before, these represent who you are as a citizen of the city, and as such, they're not going to grant you telekinesis or energy powers, but they might grant you contacts within the city or other standard humanoid abilities that you get to define. So, as an example, if we wanted to use the adaptation theme for Samurai Jack, we could look at the question, what do your powers naturally protect you from? And our answer to that could be evil. Samurai Jack is sworn to defeat evil, and taking that into consideration can allow us to get that evil power tag, but be careful, that would be considered a broad tag. Starting off the 7 Logos themes, we have the defining event. This is something that changed your character forever, and as such, they learned something, or they gained something, or with a weakness tag, maybe they lost something but gained something for it. This is something that changed them for the rest of their life. There's the defining relationship. Similar to the defining moment, this is a little bit longer period of time, probably with a specific person. Maybe you and your mother had a very special relationship and possibly still do, granting you some special opportunities, maybe even calling in a favor. There's the mission. This is something your character has sworn to accomplish. Maybe Ronaldo, as we were talking about before, has a mission to uphold justice by any means, and you can get some associated power tags with that. Like, by any means, even, could be a power tag to apply to specific situations. The personality theme is pretty self-explanatory. This is who your character is. You get power tags associated with what they are, who they are, what they're good at, and a weakness tag associated with maybe a lackluster part of their personality, like easily distracted. The possessions theme is something that is personally owned and important to your character, and the power tags associated with it. If Ronaldo has a really handy baton that he always keeps with him, maybe that's your possession theme and it gives you some power tags like non-lethal or something like that. The routine theme is something your character does on an everyday basis and has granted them some kind of boon. If they are a college student and they go to classes 5 days a week, maybe that gives them additional information and you can get a power tag like knowledgeable, or if you wanted to be more specific, major in biology. And similar to routine, we have the training theme for something a little bit more rigorous and something that might have taken more time in their life, something like police training for Ronaldo, or even like boot camp or law school. So for each Logos theme you want your character to have, you will answer 3 questions from that theme book, get your 3 associated power tag, and then answer your weakness question to gain your weakness tag, and you're done. But that's just for the Logos side of things. If you want your Mythos themes, you'll have to use one of the 7 Mythos themes, and I'm too lazy to cover them myself. Logan! Logan! Get over here!
I'm here too, because it's a good game. So basically, adaptation is when you tap into what makes life life, and you tug at the strings. You steal powers from God and cast a buttload of magic spells that you come up with on the spot. Bastions are these tanky bastards who look death in the eye and tell that skeleton man that his zipper's down. This whole mythos asks the question, what are you impervious to? Divination is a mix of spidey senses, omnipotence, and the ability to drudge up the past for answers. You essentially get to read or write parts of the story without playing the game directly. Expression is like that whole plot in the movie Frozen, where your emotions become reality. It's like adaptation, but much more offensive and less predictable. Mobility is the get the fuck out of there power that lets you go wherever you shouldn't be, faster than everyone else. You can either turn into a fart and run away, or go ahead and pull a nothing personnel, kid. Relics are when magic items become your class ability. This is a bag of crazy nonsense that comes from an item more powerful than you, which is fun. Lastly, subversion, where your powers instead manifest in the brains of your targets. You're gonna have a lot of fake IDs and one too many frenemies.
Thank you, Logan. And Mythos themes work the exact same way. 3 questions from each theme book, 1 weakness question, boom, you've got your powers. Now, I've been talking about power tags and weakness tags this entire time, but what do they do? Well, back on the subject of the 2d6 system, whenever you can apply a tag to something, you gain a bonus. If Ronaldo is rolling 2d6 to scale the side of a building, they can apply as many power tags from their abilities as possible. Let's say they can apply Agile from their Samurai Jack training, as well as using the sword to assist them in climbing by using the relic theme to represent Samurai Jack's sword. Because they applied 2 power tags, they get +2 to their 2d6 roll, thus making it possible to get 12 or higher even without rolling a 12. But additionally, if you can apply a weakness tag, you get -1. This will also apply to environmental story tags, which can be beneficial or detrimental. Let's say Ronaldo is trying to scale the side of this building, so they get +2, +1 from their agile, +1 from their relic, their sword. And then, let's say the building has a shaky foundation as a story tag. That gives a -1. And let's say Ronaldo has a fear of heights. That's another -1 because those two penalties both apply to the current situation, leading to a net even that they roll their 2d12 and, like I said before, depending on the result, either fail, do okay, good, or critically succeed. If you can't already tell, City of Mist is an inherently narrative-driven game. The bonuses and penalties you receive aren't from building your character a certain way or min-maxing to gain as many as possible. Rather, it's just about painting as vivid a picture as possible. Sure, you can just roll 2d6 and say Ronaldo climbs the building, but with everything in mind, you roll the dice and then you get to talk about how they used their reflexes to jump from crumbling bit to crumbling bit, but as they get higher, they get a little bit shaky because their fear of heights is kicking in. But with the strength of the sword with them, they use it to lock themselves into place and thrust themselves up to climb on top of this building all in one swift motion. Rather than just saying, you succeed so this happens, every single roll in City of Mist is going to have a completely different outcome, tell a completely different story, and it's all because of the way you built your character. I love this game. I can't wait to play more of it. I want to be a player so bad, but none of my friends know how to run it, so I have to GM the whole time. I think it is a beautiful evolution of the narrative TTRPG with just enough crunch in there that you don't feel like you're just telling a story. There's enough gameplay that it can please really all crowds. And if you haven't tried City of Mist, I highly recommend you at least pick up the starter kit. Or if you're ready to take the full plunge, click the link in the description and check out the Local Legends Kickstarter, where you can support not only the next supplement, but also get all of the City of Mist books at heavy discounts as part of your pledge. Seriously, y'all, you're not going to get a discount like this very often, so go support them. Son of Oak is an awesome company, and I've been following City of Mist from afar for quite a while. That's all from me. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you, Son of Oak, for sponsoring this video. And until next time, no snake eyes? Does that work? Because you're rolling 2 dice, so instead of no nat 1s, you don't want to roll 2 1s. No snake eyes? I think that's correct.